Hey everyone, it's Jason and this is your weekend cruise news update, and we have a passenger upset over too much noise on their cruise ship. Passengers are out over $108 million due to this cruise line's bankruptcy, and I need your opinion. Do you think cruise or travel insurance is really worth it? So cruise story number one, imagine you book a cruise of a lifetime. You're going on an expedition cruise to Antarctica. And as you're preparing and getting excited for this cruise, you find out the cruise line that you booked through went bankrupt. And they owe passengers $108 million. That must have been a sickening feeling for those passengers. Well, you're saying, they had travel insurance, right? Most people that are going to spend that kind of money on an expedition cruise, I'm sure they took care of that. Well, we're finding out, and this is where the stories are coming out, is that people are saying their travel insurance companies, one, don't cover bankruptcy. Two, even if they did cover bankruptcy, they're trying to find a way to get out of it. What an awful thing. Now, the interesting thing is probably the next thing you're thinking is, they did it on a credit card so they can get that money back there. Well, this is what Vantage Travel did. They got a deposit through their credit card, but asked them to send a check for the remaining amount because it helped keep the prices lower. How awful is that? To me, that sounds fishy as it is when they did that, and I feel bad for these people. So a lot of them got their deposits back through their credit card companies, but they have $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 they're still owed. Now, the company that bought them out started a new company, they bought the assets out, and they're not giving refunds, which is understandable, that happens, but they are offering future cruise credits. And I thought, that's a nice thing for them to do, right? Well, here's the thing is, they're only offering a 50% future cruise credit. Meaning, let's say you have $30,000 and you want to book another cruise that's $30,000. Well, you can only use $15,000 of that. Now, they do have 5 years to use this, but they only have 2 ships now, and they're coming out with a third. And they only hold 150 people each. So they're booked up for the next couple years. So it'll be interesting. I read through many of the comments online of people and the stories, and it's very sad. And I'll put the links to that if you want to read that in the description. And people, $20,000 to $50,000 they lost, and they're basically saying, I can't come up with another $15,000 or $20,000. So that money is lost. So that segues into cruise story number 2. Do you think cruise insurance is really worth it? Now, I think a lot of people are going to go, absolutely. But I'm seeing this question come up more and more throughout the internet. And I'm always on reading about stories and cruise news. I spend 4 or 5 hours a day on the internet reading about things. And it's all over Reddit, all over Facebook. John Heald asked the question. 2,200 people commented on it. Now, the interesting thing is, I think this is because we have a bunch of new cruisers into the cruise industry. And they're trying to figure out, hey, I'm 25 years old. Do I really need to spend an extra $200 to protect myself from something happening? And you do, but that's where a lot of people are asking it. The other thing that I've read was, in reply to these comments or these questions, is a lot of people telling their terrible stories how their claims were denied and the reason why their claims were denied. Have you ever experienced having a claim denied? And have you ever experienced a claim being approved? I'd love to hear those stories. I've read them all. I didn't see a lot of people saying their claims were approved. Now, obviously, I think more disgruntled people like to tell their stories than people that are happy. I just believe that in life. I really do. Let me know what you guys think and what your experience has been with cruise insurance. So before I get to cruise story number 3, I would ask that you please like this video, as it does help the channel grow. Also, consider subscribing, as we're on the path to 100,000 subscribers by the time we go on our Alaskan cruise in August. If you could help me out with that, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. So cruise story number 3, do you think your cruise ship is too loud? Well, someone wrote into John Heald, the brand ambassador for Carnival Cruise Line. complaining that their cruise ships were too loud, specifically the main dining room. And someone posted this video, and it's of a waiter, and they're dancing, and they're towel waving, they're having a good time. And many people that go on Carnival love this. But this passenger said, how about giving some of us with status, platinum and diamonds, a quiet dining room? Now, other people that were platinum and diamond disagreed with her. Said, that's why I go on Carnival. I like it noisy. I like the party atmosphere. They are called the fun ships. And people were respectful, and a lot of people answered and said, hey, maybe Carnival isn't your cruise line anymore. And I think that's an absolute fair assessment. I mean, we've been on Carnival 4 times, and I didn't like that in the main dining room. I do like some things about it. They are fun. You have a great time. I think they're comedians, and some of their entertainment is very good. Love Guy's Burger. But that is not an experience that I like in the main dining room. Now, I know the other cruise lines do that, especially on the last night, maybe for like Baked Alaska, and they have all the cooks and maybe the waiters come out and, you're clapping and giving a good, saying thank you so much for that. And that's fine. But I don't like that experience. And what's great about it is if you do, that's awesome. That's why we have so many different brands. And my thing would be to suggest to this person, if you don't like that, maybe try like Celebrity Cruise Line. It's a little more subdued. Other people had suggestions. They said, hey, maybe do more specialty dining. It is a little more mellow. What do you guys think? Do you like that atmosphere on a cruise ship? Do you like the towel waving, the dancing on the tables, and the crew just having a great time? And it's songs and people are singing to them, and it's just really a party atmosphere. Do you like that in your main dining room, or do you like something a little more chilled and like, let's say, Celebrity Cruises? Let me know in the comments. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the support. Until I talk to you next week, happy cruising.